radiant particles. We watched today as our radiant particle transmission deck walked the dog and looked at the mayflowers on the hawthorn trees. And he leant close and smelt them and noted that the smell was at its most beautiful just before the flower decayed, and the normally quite pretty plain white flowers had turned a beautiful shade of pink just before they decayed. They were at their most beautiful just before they died. And then he realized that beautifulness was like the ascension. And we slipped in and said, that's because time is running backwards. In the beginning, all possibilities were created. For in the void there is nothing. There is not anything of anything. But the possibility that anything might be does exist. For until a possibility is manifest, it is nothing. And the void was full of possibilities. And those possibilities became expressed. Every single infinite possibility was made. And once it was expressed, it could collapse. It would have neutralized the energies and emptied the void. And as each possibility collapsed, this vast panorama of possibilities, most exquisite to behold, collapsed down and down and down, and reached a pinnacle of brilliance just before it collapsed and decayed. And from that point onwards, it decayed further back, becoming simpler and simpler, until it was only one thing. And that was the one. That is the true nature of existence. You, O brilliant particles, are carrying the message of that journey back to the source. You are living that wondrous thing. And where you are now is like the point of decay after the most beautiful bloom. And we will cross that magic point, which will look like it's in reverse to you because you're travelling backwards through the stream. We will reach that magical point where suddenly the most beautiful flower will appear. The most beautiful love. Can you see that? When our radiant particle here first saw that, his mind backflipped. He didn't know whether he was coming or going. For you are travelling backwards through time. You take refuse, put it in one end of your body, and out of the other end comes a beautiful plate of food. And you manipulate that and return it to fruit and vegetables. And you take the meat back to the abattoir and they give it life. And this beautiful animal comes forth. That is the true nature. That is the process of creation of life. And you are observing it back to front. For your witness is like a pinhole in a pinhole camera. And what you see is upside down and back to front on the screen in front of you. The light does not come from the sun, it comes from you. You are such beautiful particles. And we'd like to see you enjoying yourselves so We like to see your hearts opening and blossoming as we come to this, what should we call it, or we may not have a word for it, this creation of life out of apparent decay, this creation out of beauty, out of decay. That's what we're doing now. For ascension has already happened and collapsed into decay in the wrong direction. Now you will suddenly shine forth and become the most beauteous, radiant thing in the universe. We love you all so much and respect you deeply.